Hello there. All right. Microphone's working, isn't it? Yep, we're all good. All right. Just checking one thing before I get going. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Where's the other doofus? Oh, there. All right. All right. I want to clarify something before I started. Okay. I did see drafts. Well done. I'm going to say, how I view it, right? JM, just at least from when I was there, we always like to try and get people promoted who like were showing initiative. I know for myself, I was always a bit vocal if someone was brand new because I didn't want people just to. I know for myself, I came in as an officer pretty much straight away, and I feel like I never had a break from it. So I'm very particular about not getting brand new people to go straight to an officer rank. But you've been playing for over a year now, so I know if I'd have had any say, I'd have been up for it. So GG's. It's that thing, you don't want to overwhelm people, do you? It's a sign you're doing something right. I mean, I know that the other day when I put that thing about the raid command, I saw it come back saying you hadn't got a lot. And it was like, you know, that's just how this raid is, sadly. You know, but to be honest, I think there's going to be a lot of people in both your guilds as Hermits that are like that, at least from what I've seen. So, not like a big surprise. Yeah, I think that's needed, to be honest. I mean, we've just seen a bit of that in my guild. Well, not terribly bad, but something that's a little bit question marked. So, you need a bit of that about you. Speaking of which. People in your guild still preloading in TW, even though oh man. You know, T-Max, we had that 2 TWs ago. And thankfully, Hotbot does have a command to check it out, see who did it, and then you can sort of nudge them and say, what were you doing? But it's not great. I really don't like it because, like you say, it's blatantly obvious you don't have to log your score. You know, the only reason I can think someone might do it is if they were like, oh, hang on, maybe I can work the preload better, but if they walk away from it without telling anyone, then yeah, they deserve a slap on the wrist, shall we say. All right, I'm making this up a bit on the fly. Hey, Peter. Yeah, I think if they don't point the correct teams in, it is a bit frustrating. you know, you don't be sort of having to micromanage a TW. I can say that with confidence. I'm making this up off memory, but I feel like I need to just put a little thing out there for anyone who might not be following the news. One Pratt with a raid. Party of 8. Hello there, everyone. I'm trying to get this right in my head, because especially with viewers, this is a little bit daunting, but... Hello, hello. Can't stop being kitten striked, raided on YouTube and Twitch, so enjoy, buddy. I hope you have a good one. Go and say thank you very much, One Pratt. Thank you very much. Oh, I might be over to yours later if you're doing your Haldo stream for what it's worth. Right. I'll be honest, I don't know if I've done enough there, but I feel like I just needed to get a certain point across there. Oh, right. Sorry, man. I didn't understand what you meant about kitten striked. I thought you meant like that there was someone like pulled a kitten who raided you. Sorry, I completely misread that or misunderstood it. No worries, Womp. Go and get yourself sorted, man. I'm sorry about that. When does the season start over in English football? It's start of August, yeah. Start of August. I don't think that's unfair to say that, by the way. I don't think anyone should be scoring under 300k if you've got a Relic, Tarkin, Nest, or Hondo. I mean, Tarkin, even if you've not got the Satyrs, you can put the clones in with it. I've done that on my main and it works. Nest, you just need a crit avoid arrow with speed the offense, put a bit more offense on Nest and voila. And then Hondo, I haven't even remodded, I've just thrown him in and he works. Maybe I'm basing it on my own mods and I'm being a bit harsh, but I feel like I've got to just put my foot down a bit there. You know, someone scored 20k in the raid, and it's like, really? That's not even a full run at it, if you like. The day of infinite Tarkin is gone, right? If you're talking about the dabbing Tarkin, that Datacron went quite a while ago, yeah. He's still pretty good, though. You got 32.5k. I mean, I'll just re-add that graph, so I don't think you had a Relic, Tarkin, Nest, or Hondo, so you've got an excuse for that. And you aren't in this guild, to be fair, so yeah. Yeah, that was about January 2024, maybe 23 even. A Red Dead 2 stream. Wow, I don't know when, but I could dip on it into this week. I have not played that game in probably 4 years. I finished the story and then I kind of put it down. Yeah. You enjoying it or something of late? Oh yeah, like I say, I finished the story. I didn't feel like there was much else to do. Well, okay, there was plenty else to do, of course. You know, so many things in open world, but I kind of felt like I'd done what I needed to do, you know what I mean? I did stream it on here at the time as well. Can Hondo do it, but not Relic? He does need the relics, really. He needs to be survivable. Yeah, I wouldn't go with my favourite story of all time, but it's certainly up there. You know, when I'm thinking favourite, I feel like The Last of Us does stick there for me. But I don't know if I'm being a little bit... What's the phrase when you think about something recent? I suppose it isn't, because Last of Us was before that. Oh, for sure, it is a masterpiece. Yeah, I can't say I got that emotional. No, I don't tend to get that emotional anyway, but it's like... I liked Arthur, don't get me wrong. I think part of my problem was we kind of knew he wouldn't be in the next game. Well, you know what I mean. So it's like, you knew something was going to happen to him, something tragic, a bit like the end of the first game. So I think all along I was kind of prepared for losing him, whereas probably arguably the first Red Dead was worse because you didn't expect John to die, even though it does make sense thematically. Oh no, I wasn't happy to let Arthur go for White Swiss, if that's what we're talking about there as well. Yeah, I mean, it was, like I say, it was a very good character, and I really did enjoy being in his shoes, should I say. But yeah, it's one of those where you just kind of know what's going to happen, so it doesn't really hit you as much. And then as well, you kind of had all that with John at the end, and I was like, all right, can we just... It felt like we were at the end of the game, and it just didn't want to end. It felt like the Return of the King. I think that's a fair regret in some ways. I think Red Dead's had brilliant stories, but I don't think if you do the online GTA, I mean, I don't myself, but just from everything I hear, online GTA is worth the investment, if you like. Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't regret it. I think it's just if you wanted the single player experience, then yeah, you're missing out a little bit with Red Dead. I mean, when they said they were doing Red Dead Online, I was like, okay, fair enough. You know, again, I didn't really do it, but I wasn't surprised as well when it got canned. I was like, okay, maybe it's not the correct series to do it. I have not watched it yet, although I know all the episodes are available. I've spent the last 2 weekends watching The Bear. Can't help it, I do like that show. It's got to be one of the most dramatic comedies that has ever been called a comedy. That's my assumption of it. I've not read anything other than the Grifter reviews, but if you believe the Grifter reviews, then it's the biggest woke nonsense that's come to Earth. But I don't tend to believe those reviews. Again, you know me, I'm not a particular fan of that word either, but yeah, I see a lot of it on Reddit. I spend way too much time on Reddit for my own sanity. Oh, I have like a thing on my lock screen now telling me how many bananas I've got on Reddit. I don't even know what that means. But apparently I've got 2,572 bananas for scrolling. Yeah, exactly. It's not a word I like either. I always remember like understanding something with how do I put it? There's a rule in Parliament that if you have the right in Parliament to speak about something, even if there's a legal block on it, if you believe there's a just cause for it. So like say someone's put an injunction against you and you're not allowed to say something, you can, if you're in Parliament, actually bring it up. It's sometimes how these the names of these people who've been at the center of cases get brought up, and I was like, I just was dumbstruck at that. I was thinking, well, why doesn't Parliament do this more often? And yeah, anyway, the only reason I'm bringing all this up is the fact that that's kind of how my mindset is sometimes when I use words that I don't use. A bit like using parliamentary privilege, the idea of, all right, I'm just going to say just to make sure the word is used, if you like, rather than going around it. Did that thing where you lower your glasses to your nose and look up with your eyes, but not your head? You beg your pardon? that is tricky when I've got headphones on and a cap. Alright, let's see what's going on here. I'm intrigued what they do with the X-Men. I think there's been a promising start with them. You look at Beast in the post-credits for the Marvels. I thought that looked spot on how Beast should be. And then we've got like the X-Men characters from X-Men, Deadpool and Wolverine. Granted, they were more Fox related, but you know, it kind of showed that they know what they wanted to do. So I look and I think, all right, if they want to bring them into the main canon like Gambit, which I think they are going to, then they've got a nice, cool looking, a nice way of doing it, haven't they? Yeah, I think as well, it wasn't a good idea having Kelsey Grammer in hours of makeup for it, was it? You know, Beast is a character that makes sense to be CGI. I don't know much about Bo DeMeo, to be honest. The only thing I keep hearing is that he's got a lot of heat around him. You know, he seems to be literally throwing shade left, right, and center where he can towards towards Disney. I don't know if it was justified or not. Okay. Is that Marvel Comics or Marvel in general? Not very good. I mean, I'm going to guess that this is afterwards. Because if it was before, then that's a silly thing and you're bound to get the sack. Or be pushed out, or whatever the phrasing might be. I'm a bit surprised at that. I've never personally had that impression, but again, I'm only on the outside, so... Oh, was this 2 to 3 months ago? Right. Hey up, Starset, how you doing? Yeah, I'll admit the Blade movie is a bad thing. You know, what I dislike is the fact that we'd obviously got I'm going to butcher his name, I'm sure. Mahershala Ali, is it? You know, he was cast. He even had a voice cameo in The Eternals. And then, yeah, because Wesley Snipes did so well in Deadpool and Wolverine, it's like, oh, let's go that way. And it's like, come on, can we just stick to a plan? Mahershala Ali. And say thank you. That is just one that, when I'm thinking it through in my head, I overthink it. And I did like him in Luke Cage, for what it's worth. Tug, hello there. Oh, Tug, man. Oh. I appreciate watching the streams, but man, I feel like I've just pulled you back into to hell. I'll tell you, let me just do this quickly, right? Hang on. I think that's the server for Hermits, unless I've misclicked it. I mean, Ash and everyone's in there, so feel free to rejoin if you want, but... oh, man. If anything, it just might mean you get some better rewards, even at 5 mil. Oh, and Galactic Legends, man. Oh. Oh, I haven't even bought up the headline for today. Here we go, Tammin. Tammin's and Kaiba won. Hey! Now we got to stay there for a week. So we got to win today, which means I've got to go 8-1 all season. No worries, man. No worries. Nice to see you, though. Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali. Okay. I think I can try and remember that. Mahershala Ali. I'm trying to say it without reading it. Your opponent's final score is 1643. Was a slacker involved? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Love Vader can still screw people up a bit. You know, I did actually see Vextron's last GAC. He was facing someone who in the top 50 or close to the top 50, sorry, who did see Malgus Malak on defense, and I couldn't help but think there might be a better way of taking it down than what he did. I don't know what exactly based on what he got on his roster, but I think he tried his own see what, and he failed first attempt because he couldn't relink. And I was mulling it over and thinking, I bet you could throw a Bane in there. You know, if you wanted to try and do that kind of thing, you know, put Bane in there, and then it's like, all right, you've got to get Bane out, because if not, you're going to activate the Ruler too. Yeah, I've got to admit, if you saw the Ruler 2 on defense, you'd be concerned, wouldn't you? Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't think anyone really would do it, but it is that thing of, all right, do I really want to screw someone over? I mean, to be fair, I've been using JMK and that's been doing me all right, but it's not a fun counter, shall we call it. You're basically just crossing your legs together and hoping that Cap doesn't get feared at the wrong time. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that as far as Datagrons go, they haven't bought anything out that's like Voluntary Vanguard. You'd think that'd be a cool one for them to bring out in terms of, I know it'd be kind of busted, but imagine if you could actually force a mark on a Dune. I mean, the last couple of cycles, it feels like Datacron's been kind of mild. And I say mild, like in the sense of like the actual levels. You know, the levels 9s have been busted at times, but yeah, I don't feel like there's been anything too crazy beside that. Like the 3s have all been the same pretty much. Really, the 3s I'm talking about. Yeah, the Grievous forces a taunt on other droids if he's below 100% health. That was actually a very interesting cheese in Conquest. If you use Grievous in whichever zone it is that needs marks, you can get the mark feat by forcing Grievous under 100% health. I know I was using it with Palpatine lead. So you take your turns, and then Palpatine's second special, which drains health, so then Grievous goes 100%, below 100% health, and you proc a taunt on the droid. It's a silly cheese, but it was quite useful. There we have it. Okay. All right, come on. Oh man, I just had a quick look on Discord, see what if anything was going on there, and this battle's still going on. Yeah, the Mark stuff feature is a bit of a drag. I will say that. I feel like one of the things my main accounts really benefited from is having Gungans. They get so many of those silly little feats done, like bonus turns. Death Mark. Whereas Crimson, I really have to cheese them. Alright, I'm going to chill at 2. I'm not bothered about going all the way to 1. I was gonna say, I think someone will take first soon anyway, so I'm fine at second. I feel like today is like a marathon. It's all about pacing yourself a bit. We have, well, in my case here, I've got GAC now. Then as soon as GAC is over, try and get my territory battles done as quick as I can. And then if I can, I do try to get a bit of conquest energy used. On my main account at least. And then it's over to my daily refresh. Like a never-ending day in terms of SWGOH. I would actually like to clock the hours I spend on here today. Alright, we got a bit of a climb on here, sorry. Well, I must admit, it is amusing seeing my own messages down here at the bottom. Granted, chat's hiding them, but it's funny.
Thanks for the amazing content as always.
Thank you very much, Starset. Very much appreciated that. Yeah, very much appreciated. Oh, I can say £10 tip. Can't thank you enough. Sorry. All right. Let's go full auto. I'm just mulling over what I can do in this little lull, if you like, because we've got a few little weights in store. Yeah, Conquest Day. I was thinking if there was some form of, like, Star Wars quiz or something I could find. I know I've been pointed towards them in the past, but I can't remember where they are or where they might be. I I really don't like the idea of going on BuzzFeed. That seems like an hive of scum and villainy. Go on, let's give that a go. 15 questions. Let's just see how hard it is or how easy it is. I don't know. I think that's how we do it. Let's see if anyone wants to take part in this. I'll just get the timer on here. Kuna Matata. Let's just turn this off. Don't want that turning on. Okay, if anyone else wants to give this a go, give me a shout out. But if you're just struggling to get on, but otherwise I might just go in. If I'm being frank, this could be absolutely diabolical anyway. But we got time to kill. All right, let's go. If I can. All right. First one. Who was Qui-Gon Jinn's master? On which planet did the rebels steal the Death Star plans? I'll make a pause because I was like, hang on, is this based on time? Who killed Aura Singh? I had to think then. Which droid attempts to kill Grogu? Some of those would be amusing. Dennis Lawson, Wedge Antilles, is the uncle of which other Star Wars actor or actress? What is the name of this character from the prequel trilogy? I like that one, by the way, Sly Moore. Can you be any more Sly? Rancors are native to which planet? Oh, I got that wrong. Who says why you stuck up half-witted scruffy-looking nerf herder? Who betrays Finn and Rose in The Last Jedi? How old is Chewbacca during the sequel trilogy? Jeez, that's a rough one. I don't know. Oh, okay. Who killed Maul? Yeah, I can't say I've actually heard the answer, or at least if I have, I've forgotten. Or maybe it was a line. I vaguely got a memory of someone asking how old he was, and he says, "You look good." Maybe that was in Solo. What is the name of Din Djarin's ship? Which Jedi discovered Ahsoka Tano? Who killed Pong Krell? That one had me thinking. Which planet is Ezra Bridger from? You see, I think these questions can be difficult if you don't follow, like, the animated media and all that, but if you've, like, watched all the shows, you probably remember half of it. Okay! Yay! Well, let me see my timer here. I've got 19 seconds. Honestly, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. I'm going to have to see if we can find one that's more collaborative rather than competitive. It's like, I did a quiz on my phone yesterday. Oh yeah, I'm going to say I will kick asses when it comes to Star Wars quizzes. But yeah, I did a Stoke City quiz the other day, and it was the idea that you just have to fill in answers against the clock. I feel like that's the sort of thing that might be better because it puts everyone's knowledge together rather than competing against one another. Let's do that. Oh, we haven't clicked it. That explains it. Let's have a look here. Star Wars quiz against the clock. Maybe that? No. I don't know. We'll have to have a think. I know Lord of the Darts showed me a website before that did quizzes. I just don't know what it was called. You essentially just pump your own... well, you pump what you want in, and it'll find it for you, I think. I've probably worded that terribly. Alright, let's cash this in, I guess. Okay. My raid progress. I need to give Tarkin 2 Zetas. I've got all the gear for Apo and CX2 and Disguise Clone Trooper. SWGOH is the only one that needs car attack now. Once SWGOH is caught up, I can then give Jocasta some car attack, although I need to finish Lord Vader. Well, there's one thing, at least a movie takes your mind off it. I know I've had rounds like that where I've known of going somewhere after, and when I've come back, it's like, all right, cool, at least I wasn't thinking about that the entire time. I say that as if I do otherwise mither over it, but you know what I mean. Like when if I do like my stream at this time, I might just have a little nosy, like, all right, have they attacked yet? Whereas if you're actually, doing something, you don't really think, do you? All right, how about this? Snappy isn't here. And I know Snappy likes this. So I'm apologizing to Snappy. I've not heard great things about it, but saying that, I did say it before, I don't tend to take reviews and too much. I take them with a pinch of salt, you know what I mean? Like, if I read every reviewer on Star Wars, for instance, I don't think I'd have watched any of the new films or TV shows. All right. Let's give this a crack. We've got 3 locations to play today. So we've got 2 minutes to try and work out where in the hell we are. Okay, I like the color palette. I was looking in case that was a kangaroo. I thought, we aren't in like Australia or something, are we? My mind is leaning towards that though, to be honest. Although the trees are making me think more Central America. They always blur the car license plates. They don't blur signs though, so usually you can try and maybe gain a location via a company or something, which I think I just scrolled right past. Dial 081 28445. Okay. Go on, let's see if we can catch this car up. Oh, back a bit. Maybe it's America. Like, maybe we're looking at something like... I mean, to be honest, right, you guys in America are probably better at picking this than me, but maybe something like this. You're saying Africa? Okay. Well, you guys got it better than I did. Let's say that. All right. This is why I don't travel. I get lost too easily. All right, we've got 2 minutes. That reg plate is DA something. Okay. Can we get a language? I was thinking of a desert, so I'll admit probably Arizona was not the best. Actually, was it Arizona? Well, I don't know. Either way, it probably wasn't the best place. Can I just snooch to the right? All right, maybe not. I was trying to work out what that writing was. Eastern Europe? Maybe? Yeah, that looks Eastern Europe with .ua. United Arab Emirates? Looks a little bit too suburban. Well, I won't say suburban, but you know what I mean? I kind of picture UAE as desert. Yeah. What else could UAE be? Can't be Ukraine, surely. I was just going for something. Oh, it's Kyiv! Damn! I said it can't be Ukraine, it was bang in the middle of Kyiv. Oh man, I should have gone with my gut that time. All right, I'll tell you that. That's not too bad, though. Yeah, I've never seen that. So I would have thought it'd be something different rather than UA. All right, go on. We're past the timer here, but let's just finish this up, I guess. Okay, no idea on that writing. Premium beer. Can we just scooch up a bit? Cambodia? Okay. I mean, I'll be honest, that's closer than I've got. Wow. Well done, folks. I was literally, what, 13 kilometers from the correct location. I'll take that. All right, we got to wait 9 hours to play again, so... Oh well. Yeah, GG's you two. All right, let's go for Kowakian. Well, it certainly improved, didn't it? From America to Africa to suddenly being 13k away. It's like, yeah, I'll take that. Even if you guys prompted it. Okay, let's do that. All right, so when this is done, I am just going to put a BRB on, and then we can start the GAX. Well, sorry, we've got one more fleet battle after, then we can start the GAX. And run an ad break while that's going as well. There we go. Honestly, I would not have known that. I don't know enough about that part of the world, but yeah, that is quite interesting. I feel like when I might watch a show where it is in that part of the world, say Thailand or wherever, and you know, they obviously tell you things in the show, but it always seems to drift out of my head. And yet there are other times when, you know, I'll hear things and they'll just stick. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's the context that's important. Like, if it's a comedy show, I'll be that focused on the comedy that I don't actually take in the little bits of facts they're trying to dip in there as well. Whereas if it's actually something that's serious, I'm like, my brain's tuned in for it. It's like, I remember watching one New Year's Eve with my mum. I was watching Jack Whitehall's travels with his dad, and I think it went to Thailand. And the only thing I can remember from that was a very awkward massage that one of the masseuses was giving Jack, I think. And Jack's dad was just adamant he wasn't going in there. Granted, that is one of the funniest things I've been I remember watching. Although it might have been the booze. I do remember having a lot to drink that New Year's Eve. All right. So, I'm going to pop the BRB on. We'll run the ad break, and then hopefully that just cuts into some of this downtime. All right, let's go. Oh, that was the wrong button. Try again. All right. Sorry about that. I'll admit, I am glad I just took a pause and stepped away. Okay, so I don't want to go into like great detail, so you know, I don't want people sort of knowing where I live, but we've got a vacant house 2 down from us, and yeah, the person who left, it's like, you're okay. I didn't speak to her much, but you know, it was civil. That would be the word. We were civil. And yeah, when they left, they kind of left in the middle of the night. We didn't see a thing about them. Turns out since then that they left a load of rubbish in either the house and or their garden, which explains why suddenly rats have been appearing around the neighbourhood. Like, for instance, I opened my back door the other day and there was a dead rat there. I can't say I was pleased about that. You know, thankfully, my cat here, Trudy, I suspect she had a hand in why it was like that. And I'm also very grateful that, you know, it didn't make it further in the house. But yeah, apparently, anyway, the point of this story is someone's just been into the house to investigate it, like someone from the council. And apparently, there's, let's just say, more than one there. There's a large number of them. And yeah, they put down stuff to try and deal with it. But yeah, that has not made me feel at ease at all. It's very, very creepy. I didn't particularly enjoy disposing of one of them, let alone having to encounter more. It makes me glad I don't live in Birmingham. If you're not from the UK and you haven't heard about Birmingham, essentially the bins are on strike there. The bin men. So there's been no rubbish disposal there for 6 months. And there's been footage on the news of rats all across the streets there because, yeah, there's just rubbish everywhere. Disgusting. You saw a gigantic rat here the other day, biggest you've ever seen in the wild. Guess tourists are great for the rat population. I mean, in a way, I don't know where exactly that would be, Starset, but I imagine if it's less suburban, it's not as surprising. Whereas if it's I would call our little area suburban. So it's like, maybe that's the difference. But was it what you call suburban though, or was it more of an urban area in Oahu? I'm like, I guess at that. Because in my head, I think if it's like an urban area, then it makes sense because there's going to be loads of rubbish outside buildings and whatnot. But if you've got like houses and like very small buildings, then usually the rubbish only comes out at set times of weeks, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. A little bit. It's still not nice to see, of course. The worst thing for me, right, is when we've only got one Burger King in this local area. Very bad way of starting this. The worst thing I can think, by the way, is I'm like, oh god, we've only got one Burger King. But yeah, we've just got one in the local area, and my mum refuses to go to it because she saw a rat there once, and this was like a decade ago. But in her mind, she's like, nope, if rats are there, I'm going nowhere near it. You know, and I can't blame her for it, but it's like, it's kind of the thing they have, isn't it? You know, if they're near something, you don't want to be near it. There's no predators here for them. Wow. Are there no cats in Hawaii? Like, I'm not saying that every cat is. I mean, I'm suspecting she played a part in this one I'm talking about, but I've got no confirmation. It's not like I saw her doing anything to it. So she could have just been a willing bystander. I did look that up, actually. I was like, do cats always chase mice? And they were like, no, sometimes they don't care for it. And I wouldn't have ruled that out for little Linnea, by the way, because even though she's 10, she's never been much of an active up and get 'em kind of cat. She's always been like I'll just sleep and just let everything pass me by kind of cat. So I am surprised if she's done it, but I'm pleased for her all the same. Ooh, what a weird conversation that I'm engaging with here. Either way, I am glad because I just didn't want to be dealing with rats. Has this been followed up on? Apparently not. Oh, I've just had a load of Echo Bot. That's what's going on. Just before I start GAC, this is our TB. And I don't know about anyone else. And Sam, who does the plan, he's thinking the same. I just can't wait for this to be 3-3-3. It feels like we're so close to doing it, and we just can't get over that line of getting Coruscant without, you know, risking not doing it. All right. Let's get in there. So, yeah, last round. Let me bring the screen on. Up against Lax. We won 2050 to 2005, so very nice win. Our opponent this time is the Boogeyman. I can't really think of a joke to make about that, to be fair. They represent Mighty Chlorians 3. How big is that guild? Because I've heard of Mighty Chlorians, but I'm assuming 3 is not the main. They are 663 million GP. And they're the biggest in the guild. Yeah. I feel like I've heard of Mike before. Whoa, it's Rangers Guild. That makes a bit more sense. And Kate. Okay. Essex. We know Essex around here. And another Essex. All right. Well, that isn't at all concerning. All right, so we've kind of got a headline here. My 12.7 million account is up against a 15.5 million account. Let me just have a drink to swallow that gulp. Okay. I wonder how many of these might swing my way. 336 Zetas to 410. 52 Omicrons to 84. 7 GLs to 9. That one's the least surprising thing of all. Relic units 262 to 297. The breakdown. "12 Relic 9s to 87. Oh, 18 Relic 8s to 156. 97 Relic 7s to 54, and naturally they don't have anything at 5 or 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So let me just clarify. If I click on this guy's account, only Captain Athano isn't Relic 7. Whoa. Well, Boogeyman, you've given me a chuckle here. You're giving me a chuckle. And I just actually double check as well, like if I open that page up again. And by the way, you're not wrong, that description is apt. It feels like I've just hit a brick wall saying this. Yeah, he's ranked in Kyber 1, so that at least is respectable in terms of, it's not like I'm actually in Kyber 2, if you like. Okay, so mods, they're ahead of me on 25s, 107 to 126. 20 pluses, 332 to 476. 15 pluses, 494 to 983. And Datacrons, yeah. I almost don't feel the need to look at these mods, but I'll have a skim just to be courteous. Man, oh man, oh man. This is going to be a punch-up, isn't it? Alright, the Sky's Clone Trooper's the 3rd fastest tune. Mercenary Hunter, 5th fastest. Okay. I did do a plan for them. Whether it's a good plan or not, we'll find out, but this was the plan. Let's see what we've got. Because they haven't attacked. Let's just move my cam. Alright, so Lord Vader is up here. Tarkin and the clones are here. Jabba's here with the Zalbar Crom. Ray Ben Ezra is here. I did put in Steve Malicos there, so we might switch things around. And we got Leia there. That's with a Hera focus Datacron. Yeah, there might be a few things that need changing, but let's follow through. Jedi Master Mace. No Saw Gerrera. The Caloran back. There is Ahsoka there. There's Afra. Alright, so pretty much what we were expecting bar 1. I feel like I need to play differently with that. All right, I know I've moved quite a few things there. My thoughts are... can we do Queen Amidala on Rey? And so they've got bulk. (63.94% win rate). I think it works though. I remember previously I've timed it badly, but it can work. Yeah, I think we have to give Queen a go there, because then we can do Seabane on Leia. The downside is it then means Lord Vader I'm having to faff around, which I don't like the thought of. If you've got one on Queen, I wouldn't mind just seeing what you did, because I have in the past got the turn order wrong enough that I've lost Qui-Gon. So if I could avoid that, that'd be good for banners. I know it's weird. I'm thinking we do Seer Ufu's there. I'll have to double check, but I think that... Did that have Jocasta? Yeah, that got Jocasta, so we can afford to do Malgus there. Still a bit messy, but I think that looks okay. We could then maybe do JML still there if we got through that in one, which I doubt. Just kind of leave that up in the air for a minute. Maybe Dabbod could do them. It's a bit umming and ahhing as well, because we don't really know what we're facing there. Hey up, Sopper, how you doing? I have just thought, let me go on YouTube. You have to clear fleet still? How are you looking before that? It just occurred to me. I have got your YouTube channel here, Starsat. Here we go. So you focus Ben straight away with the first special. I was going to say your basic. That way Queenie goes, but then you can resummon. Yeah. Just watching it, that was something that was coming to mind. I was like, that really feels clutch. I mean, at this point, you're in a tricky spot, aren't you? I'd say tricky in the sense of, you know, they're all at max health. Ezra's got Exile about to kick off. Oh, he's already put it on Qui-Gon. Yeah, I've just seen. There we go. All right. Let's give it a go. I know it's the north wall. I don't like going north first, but I feel like it's important just to see if that works comfortably. Again, I'm sure I've done it recently, but that little thing that we could do with making sure we don't drop at all against this guy. Also, one thing I do love about focus data crons, the fact that because the stats are locked in, you never have to doubt which cron you're using. You know, sometimes I'll and are like, all right, which stats are nice here, which stats are nice there, whereas these ones, it's like, oh yeah, I need Kranix cron, cool. You saw Tass lose this yesterday? Said it before, Tass is 10 times the player or more, way more than that than me, so Godspeed. Okay, one down. Let's go there, I guess. Okay. Qui-Gon exiled. Rey ults. Oof. Okay. Oh! Yeah, we're out here. Yeah, full fit that. All right. Yeah. That was rough, that. Okay, so... For what it's worth, we probably lost the Grand Arena there, but let's just see if we can push on a bit. Maybe revert somewhat to the plan A again. Let's just see if we can reconfigure a little bit. If we do... that, maybe? Yeah, I'm disappointed. That's the first time I've lost with Queenie using something like that. All I can say is if Ufus can't get through this, I am kind of stuffed. And that is bad, obviously, because Ufus are nowhere near a guarantee here. It's my best armor, Pancron. 111 defense, so you'd like to think at least we're countering it a little. Okay, let's go there. Throw some rocks. Okay, so Rey's gone under. We'll focus there a second. Just smack Ezra. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to lose Starkiller here. Surely. Yeah, damage immunity. Yeah. I think that's us done. We ain't getting through that. Alright. So, I'm going to score. I'm going to make sure we get something in the bank. But yeah, that is this round done, unfortunately. Let's go dark side. Let's go for that. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but there's not much more I can do. I mean, I know there's an argument. Oh, well, you could just assume they don't clear you. Suppose we could, but this guy's got 15 million. It's highly likely he will clear me unless he has a hell of a bad time on my slacker, which I'll be surprised at. All right, full auto. Yeah, it's an issue with my defense at the moment. But well, same with my defense, it's with my roster that in this situation, I just can't rely on my defense. You know, if I fall clear, then I've got a chance because I can somehow maintain a level of efficiency if I'm smart. But in a situation like this, it's like, yeah, this guy's got more than me. And, you know, it's like, for instance, if I got Lord Vader clones on defense, then I'd be like, oh, okay, so we might have to use Bane there, and then he's relying on JMK on my Slacker. But as it stands, he hasn't got to rely on that. You know what I mean? He can try them both if he needs to. This takes a bit of time, doesn't it? I'm sure I looked a minute ago, but I have forgotten. Was it a revive? Speed up, right. That is the busted thing about those temple guard crons being duplicated. I know they're expensive, but it's like... Yeah, if it's got some good stats, it's got some good stats. That doesn't change. Right, she's in the yellow. Well, granted, she's just recovered pretty much all of her health and protection. So I could even time out on Ahsoka here. Where I don't have stacking offense on the level 3. I'm just heavily reliant on the armor shred. Yeah, it's like I say, it feels kind of busted when you look at it like that, that suddenly you just get another cron to work on with that stats. Expensive for sure, but anyone who's gone down that line, you can probably afford to do it. $50 seconds. I'm not convinced we can get this done in 50, but it's just... We essentially just need to... I don't even know what we need. More than just a lucky hit at this point. We need to stop her healing somehow. I mean, that's not bad in terms of she's in the yellow, but we need more. Let's just work on something else a minute. Might as well have a practice run at this for my free to play. 1 and 2. Yeah, I have to agree. Stacking offense, I felt, was the big one there, Team Max. Yeah, I mean, I'd say a rally kit on Spirit be nice, but I'm hoping 7 works for the most part. So I'm thinking this is a situation where it just doesn't. But well. I mean, this is not great as well. You gotta laugh. All season that's worked for me, and then this guy, it's like, nope. I don't think Bane Mallet would work. As far as I know, the only consistent way of doing that is if, what do you call it? You got the Zalbokron, is it? Yeah, I never had that. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. Honestly, I think I'm done here. I'll tell you what, right? Just to throw it out. Yeah, I might as well throw it just to sort of say, go on, would it have worked? But let's get Bane in. What's my style on the pan, I guess? Go on, let's just throw that. Okay, I had 2 or 3 different answers then. There we go. I mean, there's one thing, this worked. Good to know. Got a win on the board. Yeah, it gets bad if we're getting to the point where the original lifter needs a lifter. Okay, come on. Let's get that back over there. Down to a penny as soon as I do this, Afra gets the revive in. There it is. One thing about this game, it's almost predictable. Why not? Ability blocks, nice. 54. We're winning games. Sometimes you have to laugh, don't you? Also, we're very reliant on Malgus here. Go on, smack Temple Guard. Oh, I didn't realize we're going on ad break. Sorry, folks. Okay, can Dapper just ignore taunt, or is there something weird there? I was going to say, it's a very intriguing match. I'm sure we're all riveted to see how this entire round goes, to be fair. He went out the window. That's exactly it. And so Dapper got leaped out of existence. What happens when you have a bunch of clones on a cliff? Come for you out of nowhere. Alright, is this guy a thick boy or is it just me? I mean, obviously he's a thick boy, he's Relic 9, but yeah. Hey, we got a 57 against this guy. Whoop, whoop. Damn, we used the wrong team there. Oh, well, screw it. Might as well just throw this in. I know it goes bad. I know the granny with the gun doesn't like me. If you could cleanse your caster somehow, that would be very nice. I don't know if you got the ability, but it would be nice. Ah, that's fine. I could have sworn this was hard counted. Maybe it's if you got Temple Guard in there. You're right, Duck. Yeah. No worries. Oh. Alright, shall we just try and knock this thing out? I genuinely don't know what we can do here. Well, at least in terms of what is a good cleanup. JKR? Fair enough, I did not know that. Any recommendation on the sides? Negotiator, I'm guessing Marauder and all that. Okay, so just anyone. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. I didn't know this applied to GLs. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. If it's Houndstooth, you want to go with Endurance. Yeah, my gut is agreeing there, Skate. I mean, it might reduce the max health, but I feel like we still need to get through the protection. That's part of the issue. Would you use Executrix instead of Negotiator? Yeah, she's almost back to where she was when we started. Yeah, see if Auto Basic can do it. Actually, I'm saying Auto Basic. Maybe Awful Auto could do it. At least in terms of... I think the AI for Revan's smart enough to keep passing turns. And at worst, it's just amusing to see Glat's health suddenly get whittled down. Right, okay. Oh, well. I suppose we could punch through... Oh, I say that. I was going to say punch through with Dad Bob Bobo, but we've used his Kron. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I've got that could go under protection. Yeah, it's a shame. To be honest, I'm not too fussed at this point. I'm not clearing that wall, and I think the effort to clear that is just not worth it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. All right. Let's switch over. You know, I can't make a dent in the north wall, really. At least enough to make it worth an effort. And even if I clear Ahsoka, it's not going to make a difference in the final score, so... yeah. But yeah, if anything, that's just shown me how rough it would be if I was in Kyber 1. Let's say that. As much as I would like to get a week's worth of Kyber 1 rewards, that almost justifies me not being there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can live with a 7-2 season if it means I'm not in Kyber 1 for that. Because that kind of opponent is way beyond me right now. I say beyond me right now, beyond me pretty much full stop, but you know, I'm just so far behind in comparison. I mean, 15.5 mil, that's like top percentile of the game, I would have thought. You know, everything minimum R7, it's like, yeah, there's not a lot I can do about that, really. So, free to play, Darth Alminus. Let's see what you've got. Quite a few Darths in this bracket. Okay, they're representing IGO Vader's Faust. Let's see, 11.6 to 13.1, so a little bit behind. 302 Zetas to 391. We're only 3 Omicrons behind 41 to 44. 6 to 9 GLs, oi oi. 196 to 271 Relics. Okay, Relic count is not favourable, it seems. 7 to 18 on the Relic 9s, 15 to 24 on the 8s. Ahead on the 7s, 86 to 77. Behind on the 5s, 62 to 106. Speeds, ooh, we're behind there as well. 60 to 107, 233 to 320, 398 to 578. Yuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to agree about them as well for what it's worth. I do think 15.5 mil, you probably should be punching higher up in Kyber, so maybe they're not as GAC orientated, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think I've bounced into Kyber 1 twice now, and both times I've bounced out pretty quickly. So again, I'm kind of all right with that. You know, it's like, I accept that's kind of where my account will be, you know, but I won't lie, it would have been nice to stay there for the off season, you know, but oh well. All right, that seems a bit odd. I don't think crit damage is the way to go on Vader, is it? I'm not saying you can't do it, but speed is the normal route, isn't it? Potency set on D is a bit unusual. Same as a speed set on Rey. Yeah, potency on Wampa, there's some weird choices. I mean, again, why would you want a speed set on Afra? She takes the first turn anyway. Alright, they've got the clones and the dark side clones up, it seems. Wow, Seer is the second fastest tune. Okay, I'm throwing question marks there. That is... You know, if I wasn't before, I am now. That is bad. Alright. Like, Seer and Merrin, I would say, are the two brackets of does not need speed. In fact, does not want speed. But that is shocking. Alright, we haven't been attacked. Let's see what we're facing. We've got a Balin to face. Oh, hang on, I haven't loaded in this plan, have I? Delete that one. Oh, crap, I'm going to have to do timing again. All right, never mind. All right, so we've got Balin here. We've got DTMG. We've got Rex 5s. We've got Saw. And we've got Lord Vader and the clones. Down the south, we have got Blacker, which wasn't here before. Okay. Interesting. We got Rey. We got Ahsoka. We got Queen. And we got Jabba, so no Raver. Yeah, I was planning on wasting Kenobi on Omega, so that's changed. I think everything else looks reasonable there, though. I mean, obviously, Seer could get destroyed by Rey. We saw that earlier, but... In terms of this is a thing, even if it's not a great thing, they all line up. All right. Let's get wrecked. 1, 2, 3. Hodocron. We'll be seeing you. For all the marbles. At least all the marbles today. Pop that on Cat. That's the second time that's happened. I'm beginning to feel a little bit targeted. Even if it's not great, we've still got a short ult. Pass to Kenobi. Oh, okay. Don't like it. Don't like it. Really, really, really don't like it. GAC doesn't like me today. Okay. Right. I'll have to keep that one in mind, Roof Vader. My thoughts are we're kind of screwed here. But in the short term, I'm thinking let's try Bane Slacker again. See if JML can at least get something out in Lord Vader, and then we can clean up with something else. So yeah, not great. Also, the Relic 7 compared to the Relic 8 on my main probably won't be helping here. All right. Not down. Yep, GAC doesn't like me today. Okay. Well. Let's see if we can at least get a win, I guess. You gotta love Datacrons. Okay, let's do that just so that we don't get targeted this first time. That's good. That's it. Perfect. That's it. Perfect. Ideally, a Sarge is the one that revives on the Chrysanthemum kill. I saw that after it had happened, just to be clear. No extra tenacity here. This is odd, isn't it? Like, usually he has about 50 stacks of plague at this point, even if he's not taking damage from it. I just don't know if we can get through this right now. We've landed about 2 stacks of plague. Again, I'm not saying plague is a deciding factor, but it's just odd. Right. Let's go full auto then. Make sure Chrysanthemum's down. I will just say, by the way, I find that very offensive that I haven't got Afra and this guy's deliberately put an anti-Night Chrome down. I respect it, but I find it offensive. It's like, really? Did you have to hard counter me that badly? Oh. Come on. I think in the day when GAC's give me the middle finger that I can just take this easier. No worries, Starset. At this rate, I'm going to be off in a minute anyway. There's only so much you can do. And thank you for the donation, by the way. Alright, come on. Can we bend this? Alright, let's just use this grenade at least. I mean, there's one thing, Gungans weren't planned. The only thing I'd have been using these 3 for. But yeah, I have got a laugh at how this round's gone for both of my accounts. You know, JMK has not failed me all season. And then I have 2 fails with that, plus on Crimson I fail with Bane. It's like, just a sign of how the round's gone in it. It could be a case I've been riding my luck, but it could also just be a case of just having a really bad day for it. All right. I'll throw the UFOs at this. Let's see if we have better luck here than we did on Tammin. Throw some rocks, because the Turnod was out there. Usually Starkiller goes before Taran. Okay. We'll throw that at Ben, because like I say, usually that isn't the order. Right, Starkiller is exiled. Ooh, okay. Okay, I am actually calling it now. Okay. Pretty much, it isn't my day, is it? So yeah, I'm bowing out gracefully, is what I'm going to describe this as. I would like to say I would hang around and do more, but I think everyone can agree today is Hal Day. We've got TB, Conquest, some of you may have the raid. I want to play this game as little as I can on a Hal Day. So yeah, I am bowing out. But can I find a place for you guys to go to? Because my misfortune should not be yours. Let's see if we can find a place for you. Let's go to IMRJ. All right, so thank you very much for tuning in. I am sorry my GACs went to hell. I would have liked to have shown some more entertaining matchups, but unfortunately my opponents basically turned off the fun dial. So I suppose you got to see me lose my cool a little bit. But yeah, thank you very much for being here, and I'll be back in the next week doing some random stuff that's not SWGOH, and then we'll be back for the new season next Thursday. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. But yeah, have a good rest of your week, folks. Until then, bye for now.